Hi guys, how are we?
Good, Scott. How are you?
Good, thank you very much. Where are you? Are you still in Scotland, you guys?
Yeah, Edinburgh.
We just watched the first episode on the big screen, so we're all actually very excited because it was good. It was really good.
It was good,
Well, I know it's hard to be objective, but it was good.
Yeah.
It was honestly, it was mind blowing in scale. It looked fantastic.
And a lot of times you have to do press about stuff you don't like.
Yeah,
And
so
it's nice to do it
doesn't
about
make
stuff
it
you
easier.
like.
Yeah, Game of Thrones, Schitt's Creek.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrible.
So you're Scot, but you're not a Scot.
By name only, I am North London born bred.
There you go.
Congrats on the show, guys.
Thank you.
Let's talk about tsunamis because that final episode was quite dramatic and a lot happened, and I didn't think you guys were going to top it, and yet here we are talking about season 2. What was it like for you guys reading that script at the end of the last script for season 1 and what was going to happen afterwards?
I think we didn't know what was going to and what could possibly happen because where do you go from there?
Exactly.
I think we were all happy to be on the chopper because
there was a big thing about the chopper.
We were still alive,
chopper
you know.
The front chopper or the back
there were
chopper.
a few that were left behind before that wave hit, and they weren't going to be in the second season.
Yeah.
So just from pure, practical point of view, we were very happy to be there. But no, there was a real mystery about where we were going, and then when the new scripts came in, as you say, it was a hard thing to top, but I think David did it. Suddenly you were introduced to this whole new world. I remember reading, thinking, oh my goodness, and it's eerily plausible. I think the new world that he creates. It feels like, and it feels very current, feels very cutting edge. That he's very much up with his. He knows this topic inside out, and it's currently going on. There are things that literally happening the day before yesterday in Norway about a parliament almost going down because they weren't supporting a prime minister who wanted to investigate the sea floor without proper research being done. So it's kind of that's the world that we're in. So
when we were shooting, there was an episode we were shooting when the Titan submersible. Do you remember when that everybody was like, "What's going to happen?" Rescuing those people, and the episode we were shooting was exactly about that. So basically, David can predict the terrible future. Yeah. As long as it's terrible.
Yeah,
it's got to be terrible.
Yeah.
And I mean, coming back for season 2, there's always, I guess, semi-trepidation in the sense that now you've got an audience and now there's an expectation about the show. But it seems that your amazing writers have kind of knocked it out of the park for a season 2. It must have been really exciting to know not just that you were going back, but the people have started to really respond to the show as well.
Yeah. I remember when it aired and we were all in different places. Martin was in Vegas, you were in London, I was in Canada, and we were like, it's #1 on Amazon, on Prime, it's #1. And in all the places at the same time, which was like, that was exciting.
It seemed to really catch the moment, and I think it turned into quite a compelling view of people. They have this thing called the completion rate, which I'd never even heard of, but it's the percentage of people who, when they start watching it, finish watching it, and that was really, really persuasive for them. I think it not only did it do incredibly well in so many different territories, but people absolutely stuck with it. And that was testament to David's writing. But I think honestly, I think he's pulled it off. I think that the second season is grander in scale, it's grander in scope. It kind of the whole thing kind of emanates outwards, and we're into radically different worlds. But as I say, kind of that feel like it's very plausible, very real. So it was super exciting doing it. And honestly, as I say, we just saw the final thing. And it looked brilliant.
I know,
really brilliant. I wish everyone could see it on a
big
movie
screen.
too, actually.
Especially because we know what's real and what's not because it's shot in a studio, and we would be the most critical of like, does that look like the Arctic? And oh my God, it does.
How do you guys feel in terms of the public? Because obviously they consume this very differently. I mean, there's probably people on their phones on a train watching the episodes, and like you say, it's probably nothing better than the big screen, but because it's TV. I mean, are you okay with people watching it on their phones, or do you hope that they watch it on their TV?
Consume it and completion rate because we think a season 3 is necessary.
But I think I can imagine what a DP or a director or art director, designers, would be a little bit disappointed if people didn't take the full scale of it in that you can get from a big screen. And it is a kind of big budget production. Yeah. And their visuals are extraordinary. But hey, you know, people have busy lives, and so as long as people engage with the story, then
we'll take what we can get.
We'll take what we can get. Yeah.
And having said that, though, the characters are so fascinating in themselves that outside of the scope, you know, you can have all the scope you want, but if the characters aren't real and relatable and have agendas and all that kind of stuff, then it's not plausible as well. Was that one of the reasons why you guys signed on, that it was kind of the balance between the two things?
I mean, for me, it was definitely, I read the script and I just felt like there was a full human in Rose in a way that I feel like I was like maybe a bit reverse sexist. I was like, how can a guy write this for a woman in what I was going through in my life? Was kind of that all I cared about was my career. And I didn't want a relationship, and I didn't want those. And usually that's not what's written. And that's what David wrote for me. And yeah.
But you're absolutely right. I think the holy grail is if you can tell a story that is worth telling, you know, and be about thematically stuff that's going on in the world that couldn't be more important. If you've got, you know, but if you can do it in a way where with really, really engaging characters, you know, really good storytelling, good relationships, and people you care about, then that you've got to be onto a winner, I think.
And this final question is for all three of you. If you get to do a season 3, is there an actor that you've worked with or admire that you would love to bring onto the rig for a third season?
Oh, that's such a big question.
I actually know right away because David was talking about how this season Rose really has her Ripley moment. Like she really gets back at all the people who were against any of her friends. And so I feel like Sigourney Weaver would be great. And she is, you know, cares about the environment a lot. And I think,
I'd throw in a Glenn Close there then to follow that up for sure. Maybe we could have both of them.
Yeah.
If you fancy it, Glenn, just give us a call.
I think a good Scots heavyweight would be good. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think Brian Cox should join the series. As being even higher up in the picture.
Oh, yeah.
We have the same agent.
Do you?
Yeah, maybe he'll.
See, and here's me thinking, Emily, you would have said Eugene Levy, and we would have all been like, brilliant, let's do it. Against type. Come on, let's bring him in. Guys, thank you so much for your time. Absolute pleasure to talk to you.
Thanks for your support. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Cheers.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey you guys!
Hey, that's what they all say.
Hey you guys!
Hey!